Have you ever seen something like this? This is one of many equations in algebra that you're going to encounter and that you may have to solve. Before even beginning to take a shot at this thing, you critically need to know the rules. What rules? There are rules in math? Yeah, there's a lot of rules. In short, math rules are like restrictions. If there were no rules, you could say that x is anything. You could do whatever you wanted with the equation without end. Let's explore some basic fundamental rules in all of math to help us out. Let's suppose you had to solve 1 plus 2 times 3. Simple enough. Which of these would you operate first though? Is the answer 7 or is it 9? How do we know? Take a moment to think about it. Does it make sense to add or multiply first? The order of operations is what we call this. The order in which we multiply, divide, subtract, add, and so on. You'll often hear the acronym PEMDAS used to describe this. This stands for parentheses, exponents, multiplication, division, addition, and subtraction. This is often misleading though, because you conduct multiplication, division, as well as addition and subtraction at the same time. So I will be referring instead to GEMS, which I like a lot better. GEMS stands for grouping, exponents, multiplication and division, subtraction and addition. It groups multiplication and division together as well as subtraction and addition so that you don't get confused. Using this information, we can go back to our previous question and figure out the answer. Because multiplication is before addition, we multiply 2 and 3 together first. That gives us 6. Now we can add 1 and 6 together and the answer is 7. So congratulations to you, those who knew it was 7. This is a rather simple example, but if we did something slightly more difficult, let's say 2 times 10 divided by 5, we can get a little bit of a better idea on how the order of things work. We know that multiplication and division happen at the same time, so how do we solve this? Like in a book, you read from left to right. In math, you also read from left to right. It's way simpler than you might think. Since we have two of the same operation, we just operate from left to right. That's it. Start at 2, multiply by 10. That's 20, then we divide by 5 right afterward. That is 4, and we are done. Wait, the video is not over yet. You're telling me there's more. Well, yes, most notably the rules of balance. Let's take a very simple algebraic equation, say x plus 1 equals 2. With this, you cannot just throw numbers wherever you want, willy-nilly. No. You must operate with balance. If you subtract from one side, you must subtract from the other. If you add on one side, you must also add to the other. If you multiply or divide on one side, you must do so to the other. One of the most common mistakes in algebra is only changing one side of the equation and not changing the other side. This creates an imbalance in the equation, where you have two different values than how you started off. Don't imagine just changing one number. You're changing the entire equation. Especially remember that for multiplication and division, where if you don't affect every term, you will not get the correct answer. Before you can solve equations on your own, there is one final rule you should know. This is the nomial rule, where 2x does not mean 2 plus x. Instead, it means 2 times x. Why is that important? Well, you can do something in algebra known as combining like terms. 2x can be rewritten as x plus x. So if you have, for example, 2x plus 3x, you can combine the terms to create 5x. Explained in another way, suppose you had 2 boxes of tennis balls, and you wanted to add an extra 3 boxes. How many do you have in total? Well, you clearly have 5. So, if you add 5 unknown values, you get 5 times your unknown value. This works the exact same way as just adding the two numbers together and adding an x at the end. This was only a brief explanation of the rules of basic algebra and order of operations. Please share this to anyone you think may be in need of this information, and thank you for supporting me by watching this video.